Ta-da!
और दोस्तों, we are back after a short break of say 2.5 years. But तो आज हम यहाँ पे क्यों हैं? Because we are going to talk about random things that don't align with any theme, and we are just going to have fun for the next 30-40 minutes, whatever we end up with. There is absolutely no connection from one topic to another, and that is why this, whatever this is, podcast, call, secret recording, whatever you call this is called Untitled Marketers, because marketers is something that we are, even if we want to call ourselves so many other things. That is one thing that connects us all. And untitled, because we are not entitled is one thing, and second thing is we have no clarity about how this session or this recording will go ahead. So we just wanted to keep it as open-ended as possible. तो बस यही वाइब है, and I hope आपको भी उतना मजा है जितना हमें पिछले आधे घंटे से आ रहा है, जो प्री रिकॉर्डिंग है और अगले आधे घंटे आने वाला है होपफुली. So हाँ, शफीक, क्या है हमारा पहला ऑर्डर ऑफ द डे?
Yeah, so we want to talk about this guy called Ken Cheng. So if you are on LinkedIn, you have not come across this guy's profile. I think it is high time that you did. I think this week he had posted something which was particularly hilarious, which I had also shared on my LinkedIn. I got a few bunch of messages on this particular post. I think it is for you all to read and understand what he is saying in this around therapy. But the last line essentially trumps the entire thing.
I think we should just read it on for people to follow. सिद्धार्थ, तुम पढ़ो यार, तुम पढ़ते वक्त बहुत हंसते हो उसको.
Okay, I'll try without laughing. I'll try. I've only had one therapy session. When my therapist arrived, he seemed very nervous. For the first 15 minutes, he only talked about himself and his mental health issues. I assumed it was a sort of role reversal exercise, so I rolled with it. After another half an hour of him talking, I hit him with some advice. Wow, he said, that made me feel so much better. Suddenly, two therapists entered the room apologetically. Turns out we were both patients, sent to the wrong room, and we thought we were each other's therapists. The therapists obviously were very apologetic, and they're like, "We are so sorry. We'll give you a free session to make up for this." That won't be necessary. The other patient said, "This man's advice." Sorry. This is the punchline where I laugh the most. I'm sorry. So if you have followed up till here, you can read the other line because it is so funny. In this entire post, जहाँ पे मुझे punchline expected थी, suddenly two therapists entered the room apologetic. I thought that was the punchline, but थोड़ा सा नीचे पड़ता punchline उस समय आती है.
So essentially, like, okay, I just to complete it. So we are so sorry. We'll give you a free session to make up for this. That won't be necessary. The other patient said, this man's advice was all I needed. I tried therapy once and cured another man's depression. I didn't need to ever go back. It's like, तुम हफ्ते भर वो तैयारी करो, मतलब एक बॉल खेला, वाले गलती से निक लग करके छक्का चला गया, हो गया भाई, I am done. But I think so. Why is this so relevant? Because यार every day एक तो जब से ये ट्विटर आर्टिकल्स आया है ना भाई, मेरी जिंदगी हराम हो गई. I have like 65,000 bookmarks and only one weekend to catch up on, और जिसमें मतलब घर भी देखना है, काम भी देखना है, सब क्रिकेट भी खेलना है. It's just not enough time. And honestly, I think for people who have like a friend circle like this, that it helps. But I think जितना ज़्यादा ये mental health को परेशान कर रहा है ना, this Twitter article, I need to get off that treadmill.
Yeah, more than Twitter article, it is all those Twitter announcements. I created an app over the weekend. Now I'm at 1 million in 3 days. I'm at 9 million run rate.
मतलब one of those guys I was reading कि यार I gave Claude bot my to get me 1 million views on TikTok. मैंने बोला भाई ऐसे ही मोल्ड पोस्ट पे बैठ करके लोग तुम्हें जज नहीं कर रहे हैं. वो वो बेचारे के पास सब कुछ है और तुम मतलब द इंटायर ऑफ वर्ल्ड्स नॉलेज इज विद हिम एंड तुम उससे राइटर प्रोवाइडर करवा रहे हो बैठा करके। मैं एक्चुअली इमेजिन कर रहा हूँ, मतलब क्लॉड ऐसे चल के चैट जीपीटी आ रहा है पीछे से, पानी पी करके फेंक रहा है, बोले आई एम अ राइडर प्रोवाइडर, जैसे गाना बज रहा है, बोले क्या ही कर रहे हो यार तुम।
अरे भाई
You
telling
you
you,
may just say it to, I don't need to ever go back. Say it to Twitter, say it to LinkedIn, say it to your therapist, say it to your boss.
Uh,
I don't need to ever go back.
All right. So moving on, uh, I think this is a fun take on the title of this particular series that we have just embarked on. Untitled Marketers Click to Add Meaning. So the CTA is meaning, or click to add, find
Meaning,
meaning in the thing that we are talking about is for the audience to judge.
there's
Uh,
absolutely no takeaway, no frameworks, no mental models,
no, no processes
no
that you,
life
no
lessons.
processes you can automate using
None.
NA10 or Claude or whatever you.
This is an absolute waste of your next 30 minutes, and we don't want to promise otherwise.
yeah. Talking of stupid things, I think this was shared by Sid. So
Talking
utility.
of yes, stupid things, that reminds me of Sid. How did that sentence come out naturally?
Talking of stupid things shared by Sid. I mean, my defense and his defense. So because we are on record, utility of AI versus need of precision. So the more precision you need, the less utility of AI is there for you. So anybody who is sort of like a beginner level expertise would find AI to be just wow. But if you want hyper specific things, you tend to get things that are not to the mark, and hence the utility of the entire thing, the utility of AI sort of is like diminishing the more precision or the more accuracy you need in terms of output. So,
I,
yeah.
I have I have a very interesting observation to make here.
Hmm.
Before I introduced my parents to Gemini, they were mostly getting their news from WhatsApp,
Hmm.
almost all of it. And now they're getting, and WhatsApp plus Facebook, same thing.
Hmm.
And now they're getting it through Gemini. The amount of inaccuracy remains the same.
So
So that's the need for precision part that's there.
इस पे ना वो डनिंग क्रूगर इफेक्ट का ग्राफ लगा दो और वो डनिंग क्रूगर का जो बीच वाला एरिया ना वो हाईएस्ट पॉइंट ऑफ यूटिलिटी डाल दो. That is exactly how it works. The people who don't have exposure to AI, they are like AI काम नहीं करता, AI अच्छा काम नहीं करता. The top 1.1% of people who are at masters of their craft or who are really good, they also feel कि यार AI is good. मतलब कि हाँ थोड़ा बहुत का पीछे से काम कर देता है, structure बनाता है, but it doesn't give you the output a craft would do. बट वो जो डनिंग क्रूगर इफेक्ट वाले लोग नहीं होते who feel that they are super confident because they don't know everything, that is where the utility of AI is the highest.
वो वही है ना, that's the same thing, right? वो इंडिया टीवी का जो आर्टिकल आया था, समथिंग बिग इज हैपनिंग.
यार उसमें
लिटरली भाई, इंडिया टीवी तुम हर तीसरे दिन देखो, उसका वही हेडलाइन रहेगा, कुछ बड़ा होने वाला है. मतलब यार तुम डाल्टनगंज में क्या बड़ा हो जाएगा? डाल्टनगंज खुद बड़ा नहीं हुआ है आज तक.
Something big is happening.
खैर, we'll get to that. But yes, more
We
ये
can discover that
हाँ, okay.
because that is in line with what got discussed. So this is the India TV equivalent of what this
this
guy
is the
from
क्या
this
AI हमारी गाय उठा के ले जा रहे हैं?
अरे वो कितना मस्त है. At least that's like some really good animation. मतलब कि मजा आता
अरे
है.
भाई वो हरी गाय आ रहे, वो हरे एलियन आ रहे हैं.
भाई हरी गाय that अगर किसी को वो याद होगा, राइट, और वो उस जमाने में पैदा होगा, उसको वो हरी गाय याद रहेगी.
भाई मैं देख रहा हूँ, मैं ये सोच रहा हूँ कि एक तो ये आसमान में उड़ते हुए प्रेशर कुकर में गाय जाके करेगी क्या?
हरी गाय थी भाई वो. Why was the cow green? मुझे आज तक समझ में नहीं आया.
Coming back to less serious topics.
Yeah, I haven't read this in entirety. Maybe Sid, you wanna take a stab at this?
Malaki, this is TLDR, a tech influencer, big tech influencer, was paid big tech money by a big tech company to write a
नहीं
book.
नहीं ऐसे एलिगेशंस मत लगाओ.
नहीं, allegation नहीं लगा रहा हूँ. I'm just telling you. If you read all this, everything is about Claude, Anthropic, like 80%. और उसके बाद तुम अगर देखोगे तो उसमें बोलता रहता है कि AI can do legal, AI can do that, AI can do this. AI सब.
Those video ads were not the only ads that Claude did this week.
I don't think so. I think they did. I mean, I think it should be something big is happening, and they did the Claude ad.
Top funnel, bottom funnel चल रहा है. Full funnel activity चल रही है भाई.
Full
Anthropic
funnel
की.
activity है भाई. Like this is.
Can give us a 30-second brief for us to
Doomsday
discuss.
scenario. AI has crept into your parents' WhatsApp. AI has crept into every place. So your job is going to get automated. You should be scared, and you should start looking out and start building up something where assets start either becoming best at your craft or start working with AI, because AI is going to be everything.
The one thing that this one talked about and why it became so viral, my observation on that is because it built that fear कि भाई not only the tech jobs will go away, मतलब every job will go away. वो तो मतलब रोबोट तक extend करके उसने वो बोला तो कि कल को दूध देने भी तुम्हारा रोबोट ही आएगा. तो मैं एक्चुअली आई वांट टू लिव इन दैट वर्ल्ड बिकॉज जिस हिसाब से ये इंस्टामार्ट और ये क्विक डिलीवरी वाले स्कूटर चलाते हैं, आई वुड प्रेफर अ रोबोट एक्चुअली डिलीवरिंग माय ग्रोसरीज. बट वो उसके कारण
imagine robots crashing each other and then start to fighting on the road.
कहाँ क्रैश? आई लिव इन बैंगलोर. क्रैश होता ही नहीं है यहाँ पे. बस भाई ये बैंगलोर हैज कम टू दैट प्लेस जहाँ इसकी पोटेंशियल एनर्जी काइनेटिक में चेंज ही नहीं हो पा रही है. सब पोटेंशियल पे ही बैठे हैं. खैर, coming back to the fear part of or the relatable part is that those are the places which I felt and that logical argument was built very beautifully कि यार they came for the code first because code was used by themselves and they knew code much better, so they made a coding engine. Next design will come and front end will come and so on and so forth, and then sort of brought and expanded that argument into कि हाँ मतलब then legality will legal services में already हो रहा है, all knowledge work will go away, and then from the top level knowledge work to that pyramid will essentially be eroded and so on. And hence, even if you're not really directly into tech, you should be afraid. That was essentially the summary of it, is what I understood. You can tell me if I got it wrong, got somewhere wrong or something.
उसने वो if you look at read the article in detail, वो थोड़ी देर में पता लग जाता है कि AI नहीं रटा, AI के लिए. Like if you imagine इतना AI उसमें लिखा है भाई, मतलब कि and I think they would have written a prompt also saying that do not use M dashes. There is no M dash in that article at all.
Anyway, so moving on, I think In Defense of SaaS was written in defense of that article that came from Matt. This was written by Taylor, and I think the entire proposition here was to talk about the beating that SaaS and software stocks in general have seen on the street over the course of the last few months. Starting September, I think the entire index has plunged by about 28%, and there seems to be no stopping that, right? But he essentially goes on to build a case around how that article went viral, and that is written to in the scenario which is talking about the doomsday that AI will bring, which is to talk about users themselves creating these apps that they need and them not needing any SaaS products in the future, right? But then he essentially goes on to build a case around. I think this creative sort of covers most of it in terms of his argument. So although on the surface level it looks like the UI features and code are imitable and can be recreated by a simple prompt and working with a AI tool like Claude or ChatGPT, but there is more beneath the surface that is essentially not really covered. So when you talk about a ServiceNow implementation or a SAP Oracle implementation, it takes months and months because there are switching costs, there is customer data, there is network effects. Salesforce has become so big, It has admins, it has implementation partners, it has a whole lot of ecosystem that supports that product itself, from a go live perspective, from maintenance perspective, from anything to sort of go wrong, right? So there are those safeguards and guardrails in built in because it has existed for so long, and there are support system that sort of uh, go out there and support its implementation and day-to-day working. So all of this basically is something that is around the business of SaaS and not the product itself. So you can imitate the product, but you can't really imitate the business.
I agree. Like, I was because that article also, the other one, something big is coming, wala.
Yeah.
That also like sent you and on a thinking note, right? Like, where do you want to figure out? And then SaaS ka defense mein a lot of people came in. I would actually highly recommend this latest episode by 20 VC. I was listening to it. It's a long episode. I'm halfway through it. But
Mhm.
the argument that they make for SaaS, apart from just being SaaS or from SaaS's perspective, but also from the consumers of SaaS, like the business who are buying SaaS, they're like, yeah, SaaS constitutes like 20% or 15% of your overall spends, right? Would you use your tech team and AI to optimize that 15% to say 12% or 8%? Or would you rather look at how does this help me expand my core business and actually capture more of your data? Because it's not that you will build once and then forget about it. Like, I can understand, yeah, honestly, CRM essentially has always been easy to build in-house. Aisa nahi hai. Like, you literally could have had 3 developers sitting for a week and could have built a HubSpot replica any day of the week. But the problem is, how do you build everything else? How do you build out the edge cases? How do you build out support and so on? So is it really even worth it? Even if it, like, let's assume that it is possible. Agar possible hai bhi, to is it worth it is the bigger question. And I really like that argument. Ki yaar, theek hai. Maybe the AI will get to a place where you can vibe code Salesforce in one day, which essentially is like, if you can really vibe code, why would you vibe code Salesforce? But theek hai, let's assume that let's assume that you can vibe code Salesforce in a day. The problem is you vibe code and commit. Who takes care of it the next day?
If you wipe code Salesforce, it will be called as Salesforce. And the irony on the screen that you are seeing, the image that he has put, it was
It's
generated
from
by
Gemini.
Gemini.
It's from
Yeah.
Gemini, like a logo.
You see the tag there,
Yes.
bottom right corner. So
So I mean, यार मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है ना, if you there is
yeah,
this thing called doorman fallacy, right? एक 5 star के ओनर ने किसी मैकेंजी को या किसी बड़े कंसल्टेंट, they had hired a big consultant,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
asked them कि help me optimize, and they said, oh, you're spending $40,000 on doorman, build an automated doorway, get an automated doorway. And this guy was like, oh, how much does an automated doorway cost? They're like, only $15,000, but it'll repay itself back in 2 years, within a year. I'm like, oh, very nice. So they built an automated doorway. And initially, for the first 2-3 months, it was all good because they were like, oh, yeah, now we're not spending money, no salary to go. As soon after, I think 4-5 months, everything started falling. Right? And why did it start falling? Because the doorman did not only just do opening the door and closing the door. He knew who were the loyal customers. He knew who were the frequent people. He opened the door. He made connections. He took out bags. He helped people hail cabs. He did everything. So there is a face value and there is, unquantifiable value, right? AI is coming for the face value. Yoga, I've made like, Chat GPT or oh, hey Codex, create a CRM for me. Then you can get a nice looking, Notion dashboardish look. But as soon as you try to say, okay, now make sure that this data goes back into some other system or you do something else, it might work for your first 5-6 cases. As soon as you introduce a 7th case, everything breaks. Right? And
Yeah.
I've tried doing this a lot. I finally had to hire a developer.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Now, but the truth is that I've got a structure in my head. It has helped me think better and give a developer a much more better brief. But in the end, I've had to hire a developer. So
I
SaaS
absolutely agree, bro. That last mile, again going back to the curve earlier that Shafiq showed, right? The precision value, I don't think it's there. I don't even think it will ever be there where you want to build everything internally based on AI just because you can, right? So I like this. This goes back to my very very good framework given by one of our economics professor, and that's a very accepted framework here. When a CEO can drive, but he always has a driver because in the same time he can read newspaper, journals, think about the company rather than driving it on the road. That opportunity cost or that constant focus of where you are and what you want to be. I don't think optimizing this 15% to 15% revenue spent to say top line spent to 8% is going to go anywhere. Yes, but I honestly think that it will change. And I think the markets are resonating more with the fact that SaaS was always a seat based pricing, and might be that not as many seats will be sold, and then people will need fewer seats because every person augmented with AI just will work more and can extract more out of the tool. That I can understand, and that is maybe in the long run.
Pricing will
Yeah.
change. It'll go more to data
Yes,
transfer, how much data you're putting in, putting out.
So I also don't want to say that it will not affect SaaS in a correcting way. Absolutely. But is it like say all, end all, do all types? No, I don't think it's not even near that.
I agree.
Got it. Moving on, I actually have one thing that I did not discuss as a pre-record, but I got sent this video. You have 5 years to get rich, which essentially talks about
5 years.
your job is going to be taken away by AI.
What if it does not want to work next 5 years? Okay, first it we are like you have maybe 3.5 years.
Yeah. So I have these developer friends, who are convinced that this is going to be a reality. It's only a matter of time, and I get access to these kind of videos and articles every now and then. In relation to that, we have something that was
No, but explain that video, no? That 5 years. What is that summary?
No, and the first thing I looked at video and I wanted to ignore that video was because it had hashtag crypto rewards written into it. I know.
Oh.
So it's a typical video, Rohit.
Okay.
You'll have to watch it. It's
When okay, for people who are listening to Shafiq the first time, when he says something and he shakes his head like this, it's a typical video. You'll have to watch it. It generally means apne risk pe dekh lena. Like I don't recommend. If you watch it, you are a dumb idiot.
Who is that bald guy? अरे क्या नाम है वो जो masculinity, hyper masculinity promote करता रहता है? That red pill guy. This guy seemed like the Andrew Tate of productivity.
Hashtag crypto rewards. Hashtag Gemini crypto. Hashtag this.
I think
Tatean.
I think everyone is on FOMO.
People who follow Andrew Tate are called the Tatesians.
I call them something else in Hindi, but that is too unparliamentary for this podcast.
It's too unfiltered.
किसी को तो उसके टेट शॉर्ट करने पड़ेंगे. But coming back to this, which is a guy we actually respect, apart from the other bakwas that we are doing. Yes, what does Paras have to say, Shafiq? Brief us all.
I think this was a tweet, or I think this is a screenshot taken from LinkedIn. Essentially,
people who are listening this on earphone, maybe whatever, two other people that dare to watch this. This is what Paras has to say. That people are losing the thread. Therapists are therapists, dude. God, sir. Let me read it out.
People are losing the thread. Therapists are reporting a surge in what they are calling FOBO, fear of becoming obsolete. The clinical language is striking. Patients describe it as the universe saying you are no longer needed. 60% of US workers believe AI will cut more jobs than it creates. AI usage is up 13% over year, but confidence in it has dropped 18%. The more people use it, the less they trust it. So,
isn't this like very good? You were saying something, sorry.
No, it used to be FOMO, fear of missing out. Now it is fear of becoming obsolete. Wherein you
in his argument, I'm looking at it. 60% of US workers will believe that AI will cut more jobs than it creates. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
The other part is AI usage is up 13% over year over year, straightforward. But confidence in it has dropped 18%. Abhi, if you are dropping confidence in AI, then how is this 60% of US workers believe AI will cut more jobs than it creates? Like, both are conflicting, right? Am I reading it wrong?
Maybe I think
I
it is a
think
fluid
so.
take. Like they would have had that 60% of US workers would have been a different study versus the
Most
confidence.
probably. Yeah, it's the tweet ka limitation, or maybe there's LinkedIn, but yeah, the character count ka
But
limitation, which
to
is.
read it like 60% of US workers believe that it will take away jobs, right?
Mm,
That's what net impact of AI. 60%, 6 out of 10 people believe in the US, uh,
mm,
and the thing which is confidence in it has dropped by 18% is probably true for the promise of AI, which is sort of higher level
for the people who are using it, right?
higher level stuff wherein you need accuracy, wherein you need certain things that sort of for advanced usage perspective and stuff.
Mm,
That probably is something that is probably referred here. But if you look
mm,
at base level jobs, which are repetitive, which are monotonous in nature, customer support, jobs like basic coding, which is just to take a requirement and sort of code it out yourself, all of these surface level or elementary jobs are gonna taken away, and hence the worry that you as a person may become obsolete.
I really,
do you think those 60% of US workers who are who are losing morale, if they use AI more, they will believe they will lose their confidence in AI and their morale will actually go up? Very convoluted way of solving this.
inversion of logic, my dude.
Let me prompt it for you.
Yeah, but I've always felt, no, I've always felt that if you look at the history, humans have found a way to keep themselves busy, right?
Busy, see, work, job is busy with money. You are missing the point. People will forever be busy, but will anyone pay for it?
No, but we have found way to keep ourselves busy and to keep the money floating. I mean, there was another article on Twitter which said blockchain and cryptocurrency we were beta users, and crypto was created actually for agents because agents are not emotional, and then they will make only exchanges based on crypto exchanges, which is not regulated by bank. And
Dude, I am also not emotional about transactions. I never feel like loved about, oh, आज तो Bank of Baroda जाऊंगा मैं लाल गुलाब उठा लेता हूँ एक रास्ते से नहीं. I am also very like non-emotional about transactions. I really don't care कि अंदर Swift चल रहा है कि blockchain चल रहा है. I don't take this argument.
No, so that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are, बहुत सारा FOMO है, and I mean FOBO जो भी है, पता नहीं क्या कहूँ. I mean all these latest.
But among the three of us, which side are you on? Like, are you on the 60% or are you on the 50%? Sorry, 40%.
तुम्हारे भी मैच क्या हो गए? 110%.
यार मैं सीरियस फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड में नहीं बैठा हूँ ना
Hallucinate कर दिया तुम्हारा mind.
भाई. Don't even get me there. मैं खैर another joke another time. But yeah, tell me.
Here is what I think. In the short term, there will be. So I think resets like this happen once in a generation, once in a long time, and AI is certainly going to reset certain things of like the how we used to operate versus post AI and post it reaching certain levels of output in terms of quality, in terms of trustworthiness in its output. Once it reaches that place, there will be a reset that will happen. In the short term, I think there is going to be a negative impact on the number of jobs. But with every technology, like there used to be displacement, wherein we from let's say agriculture economy, when we moved to industrial economy, there were far less number of people required to do the same job because of industrialization that happened, right? And from industrial economy to knowledge work and knowledge economy, again white collar jobs got
Yeah,
created,
yeah, of
and
course.
there was a shift there as well. So the reset will happen in the short term. I think there will be job losses, but the nature of the work is going to get evolved. There may be net new jobs that get created, but there will be some short term pain that we will see play out.
Sid, anything different to say?
Yeah, I mean, Warren Buffett का जब I read his book and I read stuff about him, he had said that there is always going to be pessimists and optimists, and pessimists are going to be right some of the time because sometimes the things will go bad.
Yeah, of
But
course.
but you cannot live your life feeling like a pessimist because that's no way to live a life. And the opportunities lies in you being an optimist. अगर तुम्हें दिख रहा है कि वो optimist, if you can find out the optimism in that entire pessimism, like doom and gloom, तो यार the world is ending. That slogan, a man on that placard has been standing for time eternity. वो doom and gloom तो होगा यार. I mean, things happen, things move up and down. You have to just point it. Yes, like Shafiq said, थोड़ा reset होगा, थोड़ा pain होगा, हल्का सा, I mean, हल्का सा नहीं, ज़्यादा काफी pain हो सकता है.
ज़्यादा होगा, काफी होगा.
But if you are smart enough, like, and if you understand what's happening with the world and you know what to do and you know how to figure it yourself out, I mean, figure it out, which you should, like, I mean, you should not know 1 + 1 = 2. You should also know सब कुछ जानना चाहिए. So if you can just figure out the market, figure out yourself, I think humans have found a way to keep the money flowing in amongst themselves. वो नहीं देगा agent को क्यों पता है?
I have a very tangential thing. I don't want to discuss it here. I will rather let this float for maybe future conversation that we have. Ki yaar, there is some reason we achieved cloning and then we stopped it, right? As unethical or something like that. Essentially, like the entire world came together and like, no, we will not do human cloning. I think that kind of an intervention will happen with AI at some stage. But the challenge is cloning was just a scientific experiment. This is a capitalistic movement. And that is why I believe that it might not pan out the same way. But I think this is as big of a change or even bigger in the direction where this is going. So something will happen and we just have to be optimists. There's no other option.
Also, you got to refer to Paras Chopra's, like the line that is mentioned just below his name in the screenshot. Life is a game.
It's a game, yes.
Life is a game. Yep. Good stuff.
Contra.
So yeah. Man, so Rohit, meme.
Yes. My favorite meme. I share this every 3 months with this group of bullies who remind me that you have shared this 3 months earlier. But yeah.
Just read the first panel without reading the second panel, and then you read the third shot, and then you understand the fourth one makes so much fun.
Yeah, so for people who cannot see the screen, it's essentially a guy asking, the mother of the person is asking, hey, what's wrong? And the person is crying and saying, I get bullied at work. And the mother is saying, but you work from home. That's the joke. And there's a cat saying, fuck you in the background. Now you can remove that cat and just put anyone in your life. I can picture so many people. It's my 4 p.m. maid who just doesn't give a fuck about whether I'm on a discovery call, I'm on a prospect call, I'm on my weekly review. Like, bhaiya, kya banega? And मैं क्लॉड के टोकन से दुनिया बदल रहा हूँ और तुमको भिंडी में प्याज डालना है कि नहीं डालना है वो तुम्हें 4:30 बजे जानना ही जानना है. So, and then you can just
His wife are more important. तुम्हारा क्लॉड टोकन रीसेट हो जाएगा, कल मिल जाएगा. मेरा भिंडी में प्याज आज नहीं जाएगा तो भिंडी नहीं बनेगी.
Dude, shit, dude. Like my entire utility in this system is to just give out OTPs. But yeah, I feel like I truly believe like this is the thread that we sort of touched upon yesterday in our group chat is office जाना चाहिए. नहीं bullied हो नहीं हो मतलब ठीक है वो तो jokes aside. I think बहुत long मतलब it has been a long remote working thing for me. So I at times I actually genuinely miss office. That entire get to a place and work wala jo mindset hai na, that is very difficult to just maintain over a long period of time.
Yeah, so if getting to work is not an excursion, I think if that luxury is there available for you, then that is preferred. But for vast majority of people, I live in Bombay and I see my colleagues travel 1.5, 2 hours one way in local train or in their own vehicles, and that's such a time suck. And to come to office for 5 days a week, I think
that I don't agree. Like 5 days a week is something that I would never sign off on.
5 days का तो sign off नहीं होना चाहिए, मतलब ऐसा mandatory. But yeah, I mean at least you have a physical space apart from your bedroom.
And I will tell you, like, this is also a fleeting emotion in me. मैं 2 दिन बैंगलोर के ट्रैफिक में सरजापुर सिग्नल पार किया ना, तीसरे दिन से बोलूंगा नहीं नहीं, remote work was the best thing that ever happened to mankind. I'm pretty sure. Like, I am also on your side, Shafiq, जहाँ पे like I've spent like a considerable time in Mumbai. I absolutely agree to your fact कि एक दिन local train तुम पकड़ लो बोरीवली से,
Yeah.
तुम्हारा सारा ये जो fascination with get to office है वो अंधेरी तक ही आते आते खत्म हो जाएगा. You don't need to even commute back. Like ये बहुत है.
It reminds me of the time when I got an automatic car, and after some point, I felt like, you know, my mera left leg was getting soon because I was not using it because there was no clutch.
Yeah.
Right. So when there was a manual car versus automatic car, of course this was simpler, but I was missing the clutch and the gearbox just because I did not have it now. Right.
Yeah. I have this problem with automatic cars. My brother got an automatic car, and then क्या होता है ना, like, because see, it's the same number of stops and the traffic. Like, car बदलने से थोड़ी ना you'll change, you don't change anything else. So now when I like drive for an hour and come back, only my right leg is paining.
Yeah.
Earlier वो clear था, दोनों पैर दर्द हो रहा है तो मैं दोनों को ध्यान देना है. So now it just feels weird. कि I mean, ये एक पैर तो मस्त है, बोले चलो कहाँ चलना है, but दूसरा वाला बोला नहीं भाई, my overtime is done.
Yeah. I think if that's all we have one last thing to cover, which is slightly more serious or meaningful than what we have covered until now.
This is the click to add meaning slide in our entire presentation.
Yes. This is what we clicked.
The most important lesson that I want to seep into my bones this year, writes Julie Zhu, is don't want something for someone else more than they want it for themselves. And I sort of related to this because, you have people in your life, in your work colleagues, or people who work in your teams, and you see potential in them. And there is that aspect of growth or learning that can potentially help them grow to the next level. And you keep giving them projects or some courses, some things to sort of, learn on the side or on the projects, on the job itself. And somehow, if you wanting that for them is not the same thing that they want for themselves, then that because of that misalignment, things just really don't pan out the way you expect them to be. And hence, I think I tweeted, and I also put that on LinkedIn, that I'll take a printout of the screenshot of this tweet and put it on my desk for people to read it themselves. So I think the message will land.
Oh, Shafiq, that will not suit you. I know what will suit you, but I cannot say it here.
Bhai, in a parallel universe, Shafiq would have been the god of passive aggressiveness.
I swear. वो Marvel universe का वो Loki देखा ना, Loki stretching with the entire timeline.
Like वो ऐसा Bane की तरह निकल के आ रहा है, बोल रहा है कि you just adopted passive aggressiveness. I was born in it. This reminds me of that joke, like very randomly. वो नहीं, I think कुणाल कामरा made it कि यार वो चाय बेच रहा होता है प्लेटफॉर्म में, बोले चल किसी ने तेरी फीस भर दी. मतलब उससे पूछ तो लो, शायद वो चाय बेचना चाह रहा हो, प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनना चाह रहा हो, लाइक व्हाटएवर, राइट? तुम क्यों उसकी फीस भर रहे हो भाई? मे भी उसके लाइफ का गोल कुछ अलग है. That's the same thing said in a more tech relevant way. इसकी यार मत भरो किसी की फीस, एक बार पूछ तो लो, पता नहीं शायद उसको चाय ही बेचना हो.
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys. Of course, हम लोग को तो हमेशा ही मजा आता है. इस बार बस हमने रिकॉर्ड बटन दबा दिया. तो hopefully जो भी 2-4 लोग सुनने के इच्छुक होंगे, जो सुन पाएंगे, whoever goes through this. And I know that we moved into Hindi and English very seamlessly, but that is not intentional. That is just a way to keep this natural, because we are like that language of mix of Hindi and English comes naturally to us. And honestly, I don't think हम इसको pure English या pure, like, we just don't want to make it in a way where it doesn't feel like a natural conversation with us three that we do unrecorded. We just want to keep that it. And with that, It's a close. Ting, ting, ting.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Chalo, bye.
Bye.
Bye.